Okay, let's start with the animations. I've got some examples on every single page. Some of the widgets are animated. As I scroll down, see down here, and then on the footer widget. And it's the same for every page. And if I go to the Qt Builder page, we're gonna have the rows animated too, along with the logo on top. So as I'm scrolling down, the animations are activated one by one. Okay, so let's talk about how to use the animations and how to set them up. First of all, I'm using the animate.css library. So if you want to find it, do a Google search, animate CSS. It's going to take you to this page where you can download it. You don't need to, but you can see the names that you can use. So this is the bounce. This is the fade-in. Usually you want to use entrances and not exits. That's the flip. Okay, so you get the name from here. I think it's important to write it exactly as it is, with the correct lowercase and uppercase. Let's just zoom in, for example. And then you simply apply those classes to the object that you want to animate. In this particular example, because I'm using the sidebars, the animation on sidebars, and in the footer, on widgets basically. So I want the animation, the animate CSS file to load with every page. I went to the main CSS page, Qt CSS page here, and I'm loading the animate CSS file here. This is a 52 kilobyte file, which I will edit it and make it much smaller in the end. All right, so if I didn't want to animate it for every single page, I can simply not load it up here. By doing so, however, you will lose the animations. And for the time being right now, it's going to be true here as well. So in order for me to have the animation just for this page, I'm going to have to use the Qt CSS plugin just for this page. And I'm going to simply load up the file, the animate CSS file. And only in this page we're going to have animation. So if you look at the widgets, they're not animated, they just show up when scroll down. But when it comes to the Qt Builder page, we have the animations. All right. Before going to how to set the actual animations on rows and objects, I want to talk about Qt CSS really quickly. The theme that I'm using is Marie 17, which indicates that the name of the theme is Marie, and it was made with a Qt plugin 1.7. When I first started the website, I installed the Marie, which was from version 1.62. And then as this theme was active, I installed the Qt CSS plugin. During the installation of the plugin, it detects what your current theme is, your activated theme is, and puts the path towards it. Since then, I created the 17 plugin, the Marie 17's plugin, but the path towards the Marie theme stayed there, and it doesn't change. So it's a one-time thing. So if right now, if I go ahead and delete the Marie plugin, I'm going to use on every single page that I used the Qt CSS preset values. They're not going to work because it's pointing towards the Marie theme, even though I'm using the Marie 17 theme. So the files won't be found, so nothing will be loaded. So to fix this, either every single time that you install a new plugin, a new theme, you need to change the path over here, or even better, this could be a problem otherwise. The actual settings are in the Qt CSS folder inside your theme. So this is basically what you have. Now you can create your own files. For example, the new header CSS. That's all it says. And you can create your own, as many as you want. But the thing is that if the thing gets updated, or you can change, you can edit this. So yeah, I can change this to something else. So if you edit or create new files and you update the theme, all of your changes will get replaced by the new one. So one way of not having this problem is to move the Qt CSS file outside of the theme folder. Simply because if we do that, if you change themes, it's not going to be a problem, and if we update the theme, it's not going to be a problem as well. So I'm going to copy the Qt CSS file, and I'm simply going to put it in the content folder. Now, if I make any changes to those files, or add a new file, and when you add a new file, don't forget to have a CSS extension. Doesn't matter if I change themes or update themes, nothing is going to change as far as the preset CSS values go. They're not going to be affected. The last thing that's left to be done is to tell the new location in the backside. So if I did this right, things are going to work. So I'm gonna go back and put the site wide values. So I'm going to get rid of the animate file. Okay, things changed over here, as you can see. Okay, good. As soon as I change the location, that went away. All right. So it's better to do this as soon as you install the Qt CSS file to change the location of the Qt CSS file to the contents folder, WP contents folder, and I'm going to load the animate CSS file from here. So it will be loaded on every single page because I have widgets using the animation, which will be present on every page. But if I didn't animate the sidebars, the widgets, I wouldn't have to do that. I would do on a per page basis. And of course, the Qt Builder page is going to work as well. Okay, one thing that I didn't have before, I removed the header. So I need to do that really quickly. No header in this case. And update. And it's basically where we were back to square one. No header in this case. I'm using the widget areas in the navigation bar to the left and right. The social icons come from the WP Canvas, in case you were wondering. And here we go. All right. So, how do we set those animations? If I edit the page, if I go to the settings, all you have to do is set them up in the HTML class. You say wow, it always starts with wow, space, and then the name of the animation that I showed you from the animate.css website. So that's the flip. This is the sliding left. Notice that the letters, the cases, capitalized and small caps, need to match. And that's the way to do it. Because the way the Qt Builder works, the only way to set those animations in a cell or in a column is to actually go and create in the text mode and create a div statement and do it manually. Otherwise, you can set them in the rows per row very easily. And as far as the widgets go, there are the facilities to input the classes very easily. So I'll go to the theme display options, and in the first one, when it says custom widget classes, that's going to be applied for the entire widget. You just put in your classes in there. The wow is the name of the JavaScript that will wait for you to scroll down for that object that you're trying to animate to be in view before it gets animated. Otherwise, if we didn't use the wow script, by now all these animations in the footer, for example, that would have been executed, that we weren't going to be able to see it. So with the wow script, it waits until it comes in view, and then things get executed. So this is it, more or less. That's all I have for the Qt 1.7 version. Hopefully everything will be easy to set up and work fine. Talk to you soon.